Now at 5, a McDonald County, Missouri woman appears in court in connection with the death of a pregnant woman. Plus, how a local organization is making sure everyone in the community has food this holiday season. And President Biden meets with Britain's Prince William and Princess Kate.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The McDonald County, Missouri woman accused in the death of a pregnant Arkansas woman appears today in court. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The case is for the kidnapping and murder of Ashley Bush from Maysville, Arkansas between October 31st and November 2nd. Authorities allege Amber Waterman used a false identity to lure Bush, then killed her to claim her unborn child. Waterman today pleaded not guilty to charges of murder and kidnapping. Amber Waterman's husband, Jamie Waterman, is charged with accessory after the fact of kidnapping resulting in death. He's scheduled to go to trial next month. Authorities say the Watermans attempted to burn and dispose of Ashley Bush's body in McDonald County, Missouri. The body of Bush's baby was found in a separate location in Missouri. Let's check in with Doug for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, it turned out to be very mild and also super windy for us today. The winds have really been gusting out there, but it's also knocked our temperatures up into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. 57 in Nevada, 58 in Neosho, it's 58 in Miami. Parsons is sitting at 55 degrees, but we do have a cold front, pretty strong one, which is going to head toward us. You can see the wind shift line just to the northwest of Kansas City, and that is going to head toward us as we go through the evening hours. But look at the winds. These are sustained at about 25 miles per hour. And then we've been having gusts 45 pushing 50 at times over the past several hours. We do have a lot of clouds, not much moisture out there. We may get a few showers in here once that cold front passes through. Of course, we're going to break that down for you here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. A local organization is making sure everyone in the 4 states has food this winter. Bronco Enterprise presented a check to the Newton County Food Basket Brigade. The brigade gives out Christmas dinner and nearly 2 weeks worth of food. The check is intended to help the local community help put food on the table for struggling families during this holiday season.
We like to support organizations in the local community every year. If it's not schools, which is a big concern of ours, we like to support the children in the area. It'll be something during the holidays, which supports families that are in need, and there again, that translates into children.
The Newton County Food Basket was established in 1987.
The breaching tools that we had in it, I've already ordered those.
Donated $9,000 to the department for the new trauma medical kits. Those kits can be attached to officers' vests in an active shooter incident to help in their response.
Had this need for several years. Hopefully we don't need it per se, but for preparation, any emergency preparation or anything, it's a huge deal for us. Times are getting tough for funds for everybody.
The Arvest Foundation looks to create positive change in the community through these donations. Prince William and Princess Kate are on the last day of their 3-day visit to Boston, their first trip to the U.S. in 8 years. Today, William met with President Biden at the JFK Presidential Library ahead of an awards event for innovators trying to fight climate change. Reporter Michael George is in Boston with the latest.
With the royal visit in its final day, President Biden greeted Prince William outside the JFK Presidential Library Friday. Earlier, Caroline Kennedy, the late president's daughter and the U.S. ambassador to Australia, took Prince William through the library. The Prince and Princess of Wales are wrapping up their U.S. visit, their first big international appearance since Queen Elizabeth died in September. This week, royal fans lined up around the Boston area to catch a glimpse of William and Kate.
We enjoyed the pomp and ceremony.
This 8-year-old boy dressed as a member of the King's Guard to present flowers to the royal couple.
They said, oh my goodness, thank you so much.
William and Kate's Boston itinerary focused on environmental projects and innovators, culminating with Friday night's Earthshot Prize Awards ceremony. The prince is touring the Presidential Library because it was John F. Kennedy's famous moonshot speech that inspired William's own Earthshot Prize, celebrating people who create solutions that repair the environment. Back home in Britain, the royal family is working to get past a recent controversy. Lady Susan Hussey, who served as the late Queen's lady-in-waiting for 60 years and is also Prince William's godmother, resigned after making apparently racist remarks.
It's impossible to ignore that there are other big bombs dropping this week in the monarchy. Yes, it has slightly overshadowed this trip, but just in terms of sort of media coverage.
The Prince and Princess of Wales have spent 3 days trying to keep the focus on their environmental work. Michael George, CBS News, Boston.
The Earthshot Prize ceremony will begin streaming from its YouTube channel on Sunday night. Today is the last day of early voting in the crucial Georgia Senate runoff race between incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker. The winner of that race could determine further control of the Senate. The Democrats do already control it. Georgia election officials say more than 1 million people have already cast ballots, outpacing turnout for runoff contests in 2016 and 2018. In Ukraine, Russian troops continue to shell the city of Kherson, recaptured by Ukrainian forces. The governor there says 3 people have died in the latest attacks on that region. With Russian attacks to the city's power grid, the oncoming winter cold is expected to cause serious problems for residents. Still ahead, a mixed bag from the latest jobs report.
Some industries are hiring new workers while others are laying employees off. I'm Bradley Blackburn with a look inside a new jobs report.
And next in Health Watch, how a driving simulator is helping reduce crashes among teens with ADHD. Topping today's Health Watch, new research shows patients might have a higher risk of overdose if opioid therapy for pain is suddenly stopped. Doctors say enhanced guidance is needed for prescribers to modify opioid tapering strategies. Opioid-related overdose is a leading cause of accidental death in the U.S. A new study at Stanford University shows pandemic stress has altered some adolescents' brains. Researchers say the teens' brain structures appear several years older than comparable peers before the pandemic. They stressed it's unclear whether the findings are permanent or linked to changes in mental health. Teenagers who have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, are one of the highest risk groups of drivers. But a small study in the New England Journal of Medicine found there's a new program that's actually reducing crashes and near crashes among those drivers. Dina Demetrius reports.
A new program is helping teens with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder improve their focus when they get behind the wheel.
This is the first intervention that we're able to put out there that really does reduce driving risk.
Research shows teen drivers are 4 times more likely to be in a crash than adult drivers, and teens with ADHD are twice as likely to be in a crash compared to teens without the disorder. One major factor is that teen drivers with ADHD tend to take their eyes off the road for prolonged periods when distracted. This new program from Cincinnati Children's Hospital is teaching teens with ADHD to deal with distractions. It involves a driving simulator that buzzes when they look away from the road for 2 seconds or more.
This intervention significantly reduced those long eye glances from the roadway, both during simulated driving as well as during real-world driving.
Researchers put cameras in the cars of study participants for a full year to monitor their eye glance behavior. They found the group that underwent the training had 76% fewer long eye glances than the control group and a 40% reduction in crashes and near crashes.
I want this intervention to spread and really be for teens to be able to have access to this, with the goal being that it'll save lives.
CDC numbers show there are more than 3 million American teens with ADHD. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Now, this was a small study. A total of 152 teens took part, 76 receiving the training, 76 did not. As global temperatures rise every year, doctors are warning seniors to be careful with the heat. A new study in Japan shows older adults might be more susceptible to stroke after exposure to hot weather. Researchers say insulated housing and air conditioning should be considered a public health priority for seniors. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, President Biden signs a bill aimed at averting a national railroad workers' strike.
Plus, the winds are going to stick around as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. We'll look at that coming up. Well, of course, it turned out to be a warmer but super windy day for us today. A lot of clouds all day long, and we're going to see a lot of clouds as we go through about the next week or so. New drought tracker is out. Check this out. Look at the range across our viewing area. Now Berry County in Missouri is out of a drought. Southwest Missouri is looking actually pretty good. And then once you get into Kansas, still this extreme and exceptional drought continues on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. So we still need rain. We're just getting little bouts of it as we go through the next few days. Look at these temps, 57 in Nevada, 59 Anderson. We have Grand Lake at 59. We have Parsons sitting at 55. Nice shot here, 7th and Rangeline. A lot of clouds, but it looks pretty good. Sitting at 58, it's almost dark. Southerly winds sustained at 26, and of course gusts way higher than that. Humidity is at 75%, and we do have a pretty strong cold front. You can see this little wind shift line just north of Topeka, just northwest of Kansas City. That is a strong cold front. Look at the colder air behind it, and that is going to roll in as we go through the overnight hours tonight. So ahead of the front, very windy, sustained winds, kind of 20 to 30 all day long, and then at times we've had winds gusting 45 upwards to 50 miles per hour, and the winds are going to stay strong for us tonight. Through the evening hours, we kind of hang steady into the 50s, but eventually down to 28. So it's going to be a cold night once that cold front pushes through the region. We have a lot of clouds, nothing really underneath the clouds, but as that cold front slides in, we may get a few showers trying to pop up late this evening, but you can see this whole storm system from Minnesota all the way down through parts of Tennessee. It just doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with, and that's why we're not seeing much in the way of rain chances from the system, even though our temperatures are really going to swing. All right, let's go to 10:30 p.m. Here's our front at this point in time, passing the I-44 corridor, and you can see a few little showers trying to pop up and zoom right out of here. And then we drop back upper 20, so a cold night as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. Partly sunny skies. Here's the noon hour, only upper 30s. And high temps only right around 40, 41 during the afternoon hours tomorrow. So quite a bit cooler on Saturday. Clouds increase tomorrow night. We may get a random shower or two in our southern counties as we go into Sunday morning, but most of you are going to be dry all weekend long, even though our southern counties may get a pop-up shower by the time we head into Sunday morning. I think a little bit better shot for rain as we head into early next week. All right, so 28 to start, 36 by noon, high temp of 41. We'll drop back to 37 by the time we head into the afternoon hours for us tomorrow. And the winds are still going to stay strong. So here's midnight. Now look at this. They're out of the northwest, still gusts 30 upwards to 40 miles per hour. But as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow, they slowly decrease and go near calm by the time we head into tomorrow evening, which is good news. 41 for us tomorrow, so it's going to be chilly. 47 on Sunday, a random shower in our southern counties. Most of us will be dry the entire weekend. Hit and miss showers Monday and Tuesday, and then a random shower Wednesday, better chance for showers Thursday. So we do have plenty of rain chances next week. Not heavy rain, just kind of hit and miss showers each and every day.
We could use a bit more rain.
Yeah, we could use it.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, the latest monthly jobs report from the Labor Department. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Sergeant Wesley Stenger joined the U.S. Army in 1942. The Riverton, Kansas native fought in France, Germany, Belgium, and Austria, earning 2 overseas bars, 2 Bronze Stars, and the World War II Victory Ribbon. And we salute Sergeant Wesley Stenger, our 4-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, even though parts of the economy are weakening, the job market remains strong. The latest employment report shows many businesses continue to add workers, even though others are scaling back. Reporter Bradley Blackburn has a look inside the numbers.
Koi's Sushi Bar in southeast Texas lost half its staff during the pandemic and has struggled to find replacements.
Up until now, we hardly have had applicants, and if we did have applicants, they rarely would show up for interviews, nor would they even show up for shifts.
The restaurant is now adding workers and needs more. It's a similar story at many other businesses. The latest data from the Department of Labor shows the economy added a better than expected 263,000 jobs in November. The unemployment rate remains at 3.7%. The positive report comes even though many big-name tech companies are cutting tens of thousands of workers.
I pulled out my phone, couldn't log into work chat, couldn't log into our internal sites.
We talked to Eric Treby last month when he lost his job at Facebook's parent company, Meta.
What's done is done. I just kind of got to charge forward, got to provide for my family.
I think what this report tells us is that while the economy may be slowing down, especially in certain areas like technology or real estate, the overall employment landscape remains solid.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the strong report means the Federal Reserve will likely raise interest rates again. The board continues its fight against inflation, even with fears of a recession.
Most economists right now are predicting that within the next 6 months, the U.S. economy will slip into a short and shallow recession.
And that could take a toll on the so far resilient job market. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
President Biden today signed the bill that sped through Congress to avert a national rail strike. The president says the measure means the U.S. economy has avoided a Christmas catastrophe. At the president's request, Congress intervened in the deadlocked dispute between railroad companies and workers, imposing an agreement reached earlier, giving employees a 24% raise over 5 years, a personal day, and some bonus pay.
I know this was a tough vote for members of both parties. It was a tough for me, but it was the right thing to do at the moment, to save jobs, to protect millions of working families from harm and disruption, and to keep supply chains stable around the holidays.
An amendment to add sick leave failed to reach the needed 60 votes to pass the Senate, but the unions say they are not giving up. The nation's largest online retailer says this year's Thanksgiving weekend was its biggest ever. Amazon reported a record-breaking holiday shopping weekend with its customers buying hundreds of millions of products between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday. Its top-selling items included tech, card games, and entertainment devices. Amazon notes it has not determined how the record-breaking sales weekend will impact the company's operation for the entire holiday season. More proof Americans aren't sealing those wallets shut. The group Giving Tuesday says Americans also set records in generosity this week. On Tuesday alone, Americans donated more than $3 billion to charitable causes. Giving Tuesday began as a hashtag 10 years ago before becoming an independent nonprofit in 2020 with a focus on fundraising worldwide. Family Dollar is lowering prices. The retailer hopes this will help win back customers on tight budgets. It's been losing ground against its competitors for years, especially its main competitor, Dollar General, which has seen rapid growth over the past decade. While similar retailers sell items for $1 to $10, Family Dollar's prices can be 10 to 15% higher than its counterparts. The company is now under new management who hope to overhaul the brand. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, some tips to save on Christmas trees this holiday season. Then on KOAM News at 6, authorities in Commerce, Oklahoma released the name of the woman killed in a Thanksgiving Day fire. Plus, why some people in Arkansas have concerns about CBD products being mislabeled. And the Lamar Tigers are battling for the state football championship today. We're going to have the highlights. Stay with us. CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. The James Webb Space Telescope spotted clouds on Titan, one of the moons of Saturn. The clouds were hiding behind the moon's thick, hazy atmosphere. This discovery was a long time coming, as scientists already knew Titan has Earth-like liquid bodies on its surface made of ethane and methane. Now they've confirmed that the liquid can form clouds in the sky and cause rain. Researchers plan to observe Titan's weather patterns again in June. I'm guessing no methane rain in our forecast.
I hope not.
No, but clouds in the sky nonetheless.
We are going to have the clouds sticking around tonight. We could see a few random showers kind of between 10 and midnight as our cold front passes through. So quite a bit cooler tomorrow. The winds will slowly die down. 41 for a high, 47 on Sunday. A few random showers in our southern counties. Most of you are going to stay dry as we go through the weekend. Better chances for rain as we head into next week.
and a lot of farm ponds out there.
Yeah, they really
kind of
need to
dry.
be
They need
filled.
some more rain.
Yep.
They have for a while. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.